Tihe Māori Ora. Greetings, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, and distinguished guests. Huge congratulations to Simon, Moana, and John for your incredible work. Tonight, I want to share a snippet of my journey and how I got here tonight. I'll start with high school, because it would be fair to say that I approached everything with a lot more enthusiasm than skill. I only managed to just scrape through sixth form certificate, and credit does go to Mum, who did a wee bit more than proofread my work. The only thing I really excelled at was outdoor education, and I literally came top of the class. No surprise that just out of school I fell in love with mountaineering. As well as learning how to climb, I was learning essential skills, how to think critically, how to work as a team, be adaptable and be accountable for my actions. On top of all that though, through mountaineering, there was one critical thing that I learnt, and it was that I could step outside of my comfort zone and that I could achieve incredible things. In between mountaineering trips, I had a chat with my friend's older brother, who was a student at the Faculty of Education, and he invited me to an open day. He told me how awesome university was. He said that his timetable was sweet. It was 10 a.m. to 2 p.m, Monday to Thursday. He said the ratio of women to men was ridiculously good. And the bowling club next door had some really cheap drinks. So I thought it would be a good idea to go and check it out. After seeing the Faculty of Education for myself, I realised that he was telling the truth. Seriously though, working with young people really appealed to me. Making a real difference in people's lives was more appealing to me than chasing the dollar or sales targets. So I applied for a Bachelor of Education primary on the spot. A few months later, I received a letter in the mail welcoming me to the Faculty of Education. It was one of the most exciting moments of my life, and my heart was filled with possibility. But my heart did sink just a wee bit when I got to the fine print at the bottom, and it said, due to your school grades being below par, you will need to achieve B grades for your entire first year, otherwise you will not go through to year 2. Kind of code for do well, we're going to boot you out. To the best of my memory, though, I achieved A grades throughout my university, and no, Mum didn't do those assignments. Looking back, the Faculty of Education set me up with an extremely solid foundation to spring forward on. It was where I found my passion for working with young people. It was where I proved to myself that if I put my mind to something, that I could be successful. In my first year teaching, I was also studying to do my honours degree. Partway through that year, as you just heard, I had a blowout. I was on Mount Ruapehu when it unexpectedly erupted, sending 1.5 million cubic metres of mud and rocks and water up into the air, and it of course came tumbling down onto the building we were sleeping in, crushing my legs. I was critically injured, and my right leg was amputated. Much to the surprise of a lot of the medical staff, I did survive. Actually, thinking about medical staff, it probably would have been quite handy to know Dr. Simon Talbot back then. Have you ever thought about specialising in lower limbs? No. I set myself the goal in hospital to return to the classroom. So 5 months after my accident, I began teaching again, and on my very first day, I turned up legless. Not this legless, but no prosthetic leg. Not long into part 2 of my teaching career, I was asked to help a school establish a youth development program, and of course I jumped at the opportunity. After 12 months of working together, they said, can we call it the William Pike Challenge Award? And I was a bit unsure because it sounded weird, but I thought, well, it's only one school, so what harm can it do? Okay, and the William Pike Challenge Award was born. After teaching a few more years, I could see the opportunity for other schools to get involved in the program. I also saw it as a perfect way to mix my passion for education and the great outdoors. So I left my job as a teacher, and for a few years I only just got by with some relief teaching, some speaking engagements, and draining my savings account. Fast forward to today, and I believe all of us, but particularly our kids, are moving into a rapidly and dramatically changing world like nothing that we have ever seen before. I think that we, but particularly they, those young people, will be challenged by unexpected challenges and obstacles in life that we can't imagine yet. The likes of automation, globalisation, climate change, and so much more. With those challenges in mind, what I learned from my Mount Ruapehu experience is that succeeding or failing, when faced with unexpected challenge or change, comes down to just one thing, and that's whether you're able to step outside of your comfort zone or whether you're not able to step outside of that comfort zone. As an educator, I've seen kids who really can step outside of their comfort zone, and boy, they can go a long way. But I have seen a lot of kids that are unable to do that, and they are always at risk of not achieving their personal best. I believe that we must and that we can collectively ensure that every child in our school system has the opportunity to be prepared for a world that is already upon us. We can't control what's going to happen in the future, however we can prepare for it, and that's where the William Pike Challenge Award does come in. The William Pike Challenge Award has been growing year on year, and I'm proud that this year 97 schools around New Zealand are giving their students the opportunity to learn 21st century skills and step outside of their comfort zone and achieve their personal best. It's been a massive team effort to date. My wife, my family, my friends, William Pike Challenge Award staff who are all here tonight, thank you. And so many other Kiwis around New Zealand who have helped me to get to where we are today. We have ambitious goals going forward. We want to work with 200 schools by 2022 and lead the charge in youth development. So in closing, a really sincere thanks to the University of Auckland for giving me the rock-solid foundation that enabled me to see that I could achieve great things. And in return, and as a result, pass that on to the next generation of Kiwi kids. Thank you.